I was bringing clips into Final Cut X, and there was no sound on the clips when I brought them into Final Cut X, even though in the original clips there was clearly sound. So I could go into the import window, and I could click on any one of these videos, and I could hit play, and there would be sound. And then I'd hit import, and I'd bring it into Final Cut X, and the sound wouldn't be there in the clip, and there would be no audio tab for it. It was like there was no sound at all. So the solution to that, real quick, Final Cut, Preferences, turn off remove silent channels. Final Cut is flaky about identifying silent channels. Sometimes it will just, even though there's clearly sound in the tracks, it will still remove them. And so this is in, again, Final Cut menu, Preferences. You got a bunch of different panes here, so make sure that you select the import, turn off remove silent channels. And what I've found is that turning it off, turning it back on seems to kind of refresh it, and so it stopped doing that after I'd shut it off and then turned it back on. So it must have been something maybe with how Final Cut booted up that particular time. But shut that off, and then it'll bring in your audio, and then if you want to, you can turn it back on later and see if it works for you. And then you'll know if you bring in stuff and there's no audio, that you should turn that off. But frankly, it's kind of a pain for when you discover that it's not working. So you might want to just leave remove silent channels off, because frankly it's not gonna save you all that much anyway. Audio aren't big files. So that's the problem I had. That's the solution I found. Kind of a clearly a little flaky part of Final Cut X that hopefully they will fix with some sort of update. But in the meantime, it's not too hard to fix if you can, if you know how.